out of the blue corner, coming from Fight Lab with Crew Fitz. And his strength and conditioning coach, Kale Watson, is Elvin Kolenovic. His twin brother will also be fighting later on in the card. I don't think I've ever seen that happen on a card where two twins are fighting.
Unfortunately, I think his twin may have been pulled from the card last week, but he'll be fighting in Warriors Cup in a couple of weeks.
Oh, he did get pulled.
Yes,
oh, no.
unfortunately so.
That was the other fight that got scratched.
That's right, that's right.
That's a bummer.
But we don't have to wait too long because he will be in the ring in just a couple of weeks for the Warriors Cup on July 21st.
Indeed, and right now we see Matthew Albanese out of the red corner coming to the ring, fighting out of Rose Muay Thai with Brett Halavacek as his trainer and Gabe Marte joining him in the corner. Large crowd here from Rose Muay Thai. Brett Halavacek, the WBC champion. You could not find a better trainer if you tried. Well known here at the New York audience. And we will go to Mike Falvo for the official announcement.
The action continues on the card for K-Series Kickboxing for 3 2-minute rounds at 155 pounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner to my left, representing Fight Lab USA, Elvin Kolenovic. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, representing Rose Muay Thai, Matthew Albanese. The man in charge of the action at the sound of the bell, Mr. Marcel Varela.
Fight Lab out of Fort Lee, New Jersey, putting out a lot of quality fighters. We saw a lot of them at our first K-Series back in January.
There are several of them on this card too, and I think that Elvin is starting the night off for them. He's going to try to get the momentum moving in their direction tonight. But Matthew Albanese, he's had some experience in the ring. If I'm not mistaken, he did an exhibition fight out of Church Street, actually. So I've seen him move around a little bit before.
3 2-minute rounds scheduled in the 155-pound division. Liam Tarrant, LG Pennell joining you here at K-Series. Albanese landing some nice shots there, we saw.
And Elvin has a great guard. I like the way that he holds his hands up high and tight with his elbows in. He threw a big knee just now. Beautiful catch.
Now, referee Marcel Varela warning him, once you catch the kick, you have to simultaneously throw a strike or throw one immediately and then let it go. Ooh, wow, solid
big 1-2. Beautiful.
Whoa.
And he goes straight back to his guard being high to block the counters. I love that style. Big uppercut, hook cross. Moving his head beautifully. Matthew is still moving forward, trying to land those straight shots. Nice teep from Matthew there as well, as Elvin shuffles back to the center of the ring. Big body kick.
You mentioned how Elvin Kolenovic, nice job landing and then going right back to his guard. Didn't get greedy, didn't try to keep plodding forward and landing.
That shows experience. Wow, beautiful 1-2 again.
I believe that's going to be a standing 8 count. We have a standing 8 count for Matthew Albanese. That solid right hand landed. You can see it stunned him.
He's cool, calm, and collected there in the corner as he waits to get back into the fight. And his guard is back up high. Very smart. Matthew Albanese moving around.
Elvin Kolenovic, his brother may have been cut from this card, but he is fighting for 2 men in there, it seems, with the strength of both.
Beautiful hooks.
Another right hand.
And you see the head snap back of Matthew, but he's so undeterred. Here we go at the end of that first round.
Wow. Now, folks, this is a 10-point must system, so a knockdown, the winner of a round gets 10, the loser of the round gets 9 or less. Now, if they're in the case of a knockdown, a standing 8 count, or a penalty, one of those points will get taken. So I believe that will be a 10-8 round for Elvin Kolenovic.
Let's hear it for our lovely ring
fight,
girl,
LG,
Donna.
That really puts you behind, doesn't it?
It really does. You've got to win the last 2 if you want to have a chance at taking the fight. But even after winning the second and third round, if you're that behind on the scorecards, you've got to make a bit of a statement. And so hopefully he keeps his chin down just a little bit tighter this round. That'll prevent his head from snapping back and allow those punches to glide off of his brow or forehead if he misses the block with his hands.
That's an interesting point you make, LG, about the head position and the shots glancing off. He seems to have eaten a lot of those shots just full on from the right side.
That's right. Even if you eat them, you want your chin tucked so that your head doesn't budge. It looks pretty bad to the judges whenever you see a head flop back from the neck. And boy, I know that feeling.
It is not pleasant, not recommended. And here we go, second of 3 scheduled 2-minute rounds. Albanese in the red corner, Kolenovic in the blue corner. Ooh! Kolenovic, he smells blood and he's going for it.
Lots of hooks coming out of Elvin here. And they were landing. Now he's shuffling back, getting back into his range. He ate a leg kick there, but he's moving forward again. Big right hook and a hook to the body as well, which is very wise. I love seeing people pour water into the basement, as I like to say.
That's a great saying.
It helps out later on. It's going to weigh your opponent down. And a good teep out of Matthew there, returning a body shot in a way.
Yeah, Kolenovic not getting target fixation, is going for the head the whole time, mixing it up. Some nice low kicks in there, shots to the body.
That's such a great advantage of kickboxing, is having so many targets to move around with. You get their guard in one direction to return another, and we see lots of headshots coming out of Elvin here. He's looking to end the fight.
Looks like the ref was coming over the possibility of another standing 8. Those were hard punches that Albanese just took. And he is still going. What a chin he has.
Taking hard shots in the center of the ring looks very different to the judges than taking them up against the ropes. So when your back is against the ropes, you want your guard high so that your head's not getting snapped back that way. But Matthew is still moving. He still looks like he's in control. I would just love to see his hands a little bit higher, especially when he's in punching range.
I was going to mention that, LG. It looked like as he's kicking, he's pretty much flat on, straightforward, head right in the middle and hands down. Dangerous when you got a power puncher like Kolenovic in front of you.
Got 10 seconds left in this round. We had some great trades, but I would say that we've still got momentum going towards the blue corner in this fight.
Albanese sticking in there, showing a ton of heart. Kolenovic still looking for those punches.
Beautiful counter by Elvin. I love seeing him slide right out of range and back into range. The way you do that is by not moving your back foot. Whenever you slide out of range that way, if you keep your back foot planted, you can hop right back in. You put all your weight on your back leg as you slide back, and then you spring forward using that back leg to hop into range and to land a powerful strike like he did with his cross or a body kick. It's like cocking a gun trigger back, right?
So
the hammer is cocked.
You can get out of the way and then get right back to business.
You're missing the shots, but you're not losing your own range.
And that's one of those small, subtle things people don't see very often, is it, LG? It's kind of a hard-won experience in there, and having a good team around you to train you in that. That speaks highly to the Fight Lab crew out of Fort Lee, New Jersey. This coach, Crew Fitz. Cale Watson, his coach over there as well. Fight Lab putting out a lot of quality talent these days.
Both of these guys have been so tough this evening. Elvin's going to look to close the show out with a statement and a dominant performance in this third round. And Matthew has something to say about it. Look at these big body kicks.
Matthew Albanese has got to pull something big off in this round.
Beautiful combinations by Elvin. He mixes things up so well. Punches, kicks, to the body, and then the head.
Remember, folks, you can follow us at rfc.promotions for more of this action. Nice, solid kick there.
And Matthew returned well with a low kick that time. I liked seeing that. He's throwing jabs and a cross. That was a great combination by Matthew. Elvin doing great shin blocks there. Moving back subtly and countering with a hook.
Matthew Albanese in his first sanctioned fight, showing a lot of heart, pressing forward in there against a very tough opponent. 1 minute remains.
What great experience for these two gentlemen. This has been such a good fight to learn range, to learn mixing things up and listening to your coaches in the corner. I've seen game plans change from both sides, so that must mean that their coaches have had a lot to say in their corners. Good leg kick by Matthew.
Spinning kick, a little too close.
Good jab by Elvin. His guard isn't quite as high in this third round, and I think that comes from confidence, as well as maybe a little bit of exhaustion. They've been throwing quite a few shots tonight.
Yeah, they absolutely have been. Elvin with these power hands coming in once again. Albanese going for a body shot. 10 seconds remain in the fight.
Great right hand by Elvin there. And a left hook slipped through.
Oh, that seems to be the hardest right hand that Albanese landed in the end of that round there. That is going to be the fight. And you mentioned something before, LG, about the final things mattering in a fight. That really leaves an impression with the judges towards the end of a round. So to finish strong really does count for a lot, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Kolenovic with that 10-8 round. So Kolenovic had that 10-8 round in the beginning, and that can make all the difference when it comes to the scorecards. But he got on the gas early, and he didn't slow down once. He was just after it. Did not slow down at all. Kolenovic showing a lot of good stuff in there. Albanese, for his first sanctioned bout, really showing some good tools.
Absolutely. And I love that Elvin didn't get too confident. His guard stayed high. He stayed calm. Even though he was landing big shots and seeing his opponent's head snap back, his hands came right back up to his head. He moved in and out of range, mixed things up. No head hunting really much tonight out of this bout. It was absolutely beautiful out of both corners.
And we have plenty more action on the way, folks. That was only our 5th bout of the evening. We've got 15 more to go, so definitely stay tuned. And you can follow us at rfc.promotions. And you can follow myself at the name that was there. We'll get back to it later. At Liam Talks Fights and LG at lg.pinell. And we have an official decision in hand with Mike Falvo. And we will go to Mike Falvo for the official decision.
How about a round of applause for these two great fighters and one hell of a fight, ladies and gentlemen. And now, after 3 hard-fought rounds of kickboxing action, we go to the official scorecard. All 3 judges have scored the fight 30-26 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, Elvin Kolenovic.
And Elvin gets the momentum moving for the Fight Lab tonight. His teammates are going to look to finish the job later in the evening. I'm sure that his twin brother is sad that he couldn't fight on this card with him, but is excited to do the same thing here in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Kolenovic doing a fantastic job in there. You see Matthew Albanese having a lesson learned tonight, and this can only stand to make him a better fighter going forward when you get in front of somebody like that.
You learn the most on your losses. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Elvin's got a fan in me. I loved his movement tonight. What a great bout.
I can't wait to see him in there again.
Maybe you can do it on
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please do
July
not
21st
forget to get on
when his twin fights. Maybe we'll get to see a little bit of double action.
We'll finally get that twin card going, which would be a tremendous night.